Hello everyone, this is Warno 2010 and welcome to the complete Call of Duty Zombies storyline. Now, before I get going, I'm going to thank Call of Duty Wiki, link will be in the description, for pretty much all of this information. But if you've seen any of our storyline videos before, you'll know that we did know about the storyline and we did work out a lot of the stuff, so I'm not just copy and pasting Wikipedia's description of the storyline. I do know some of the backstory. Right, first of all, Dr. Maxis, first name Ludwig, if anybody cares about that, and his scientist team, Group 935, were creating a group of super soldiers and weaponry for World War II, for Germany, and for Hitler. This project was called Der Riese, or the Giant, and was set at the Giant Weapons Factory. That's what the Waffenfabrik Der Riese means when you go in, or Waffenfabrik, I don't know how to pronounce it. In his experiments, Dr. Maxis used element 115 to create the zombies. Now, element 115 came from a meteor from space. It crashed down in Tunguska in Russia, and it spread, was shipped around the world after realizing its power, and that's how zombies came to be. It was an old wives' tale that element 115 created the undead, and that's brought the dead back to life, and that I think is what Call of Duty are going on to make it into zombies. The zombies, however, couldn't be controlled and would always be killed after they went berserk. When this was going on, Edward Richtofen, who was Dr. Maxis' assistant, was secretly testing the element 115 on living test subjects to create his own super soldiers in Siberia, which is nearby where Call of the Dead is set. In his experiments, it's also nearby Tunguska, Richtofen used Takeo Nikolai and an unknown Mexican and tried to create super soldiers with them. He accidentally killed the Mexican and replaced him with Dempsey. However, Dempsey had recently been to Verrucht, and he went to spy on the asylum, which is where the zombies were created, zombies were spawning as well. He was sent there to rescue Dr. Peter McCain, who was an OSS spy sent to infiltrate Group 935. After being captured, a Marine recon team was sent in after him to the abandoned asylum. Richtofen had already suspected Peter McCain, along with a guy called Harvey Yaner, who created the Hyena Infradead, which is a pack-punch scavenger on Call of the Dead. The team was killed, though, except Dempsey. The testing affected each of the subjects' minds, making Dempsey extremely aggressive, quieting Takeo, and making Nikolai functionless without vodka. It also erased their memories, although some of them are starting to get them back as the maps go on. Maxis invented teleporters, and in the radios in Der Riese you can hear that him and Richtofen are trying to send things through the teleporters around the map, like humans, dogs, etc. Although Richtofen and Schuster, who was like his assistant, eventually got the first successful teleportation with a walnut, which is very weird. Maxis found out about this, and he criticised Richtofen for not working on his project with him. Maxis told Richtofen he was going to make a deal with the Nazi Party in exchange for weapons. These new weapons were also powered by 115. Maxis created the ray gun, Richtofen created the monkey bomb and the Wunderwaffe DG2, and then Maxis promised to mass produce the DG2 and credit Richtofen, and then his growing infatuation with Sophia, who was also in Group 935, put him off of this, and that made Richtofen very angry, and Richtofen was secretly plotting to overthrow Group 935. Richtofen was the first human test subject who got teleported and was sent to the mainframe. And when I say mainframe, I don't mean the one in Der Riese, I mean the one on the moon, that pyramid thing, which he thought was alien origin, and when he touched it, he started hearing voices in his head, and technically, he went mad. He was then teleported to a jungle. Schuster got worried, and planned to scrap the teleporter. But Richtofen returned, and he was saying like more work must be done, and Richtofen sounded a lot crazier than he did. Dr. Groff and Dr. Schuster were stationed at the moon base trying to figure out how to work the alien structure. When Schuster killed a rat, its soul was absorbed by a glass vial protruding from the machine. The pair then proceeded to kill many people until the device was filled with souls. The bodies, who were buried on the moon, leaving them open to zombification, and then they told Richtofen this, and how it was going to finally get rid of the Maxises. Maxis didn't know, but Richtofen had already mastered teleportation, and Maxis was getting frustrated, so he used his daughter's dog, who was Samantha. Not the dog, sorry, the daughter is Samantha, the dog is called Fluffy. And the teleport failed again. But not quite. Instead of being destroyed in teleportation, she was zombified. Not the daughter, the dog. Keep making that clear. The first hellhound. When Samantha came running in, Richtofen shut Samantha and Maxis inside Doris. He thought he killed them, but little did he know Maxis' teleporter actually worked and sent Samantha to the moon base. In her fear, she ran into that pyramid thing and became the one to control the zombies. When Richtofen was informed of what had occurred, he warned the pair of scientists about the hellhound and told them to find a way to get Maxis. When Maxis was found, they let him approach his daughter to calm her down. After apologising for his actions, Maxis told Samantha to kill all of Group 935. Samantha then proceeded to fulfill her father's request by unleashing the zombies' horde. Richtofen retreated with his super soldiers to Shinonuma. When the zombies attacked Richtofen, he realised Samantha was stopped at nothing to seek revenge. After he planned to recover all of the equipment to take control of the zombies. This was planned from the very start. He then took the group to Doris, which had been abandoned. They used the Wunderwaffe DG2 to overcharge the teleporter, making it capable of time travel. Richtofen was apparently unaware of this possibility until he tried it. He seemed unconcerned that he and his partners had been teleported to a random abandoned theatre in Germany, Kino de Toten, although he didn't know what year it was. He knew about the theatre as it was the place Maxis would unveil the teleporter to the German High Command. Since Maxis was killed, the theatre was abandoned. Prior to Ascension, Yuri Kriveshky was transferred to work on sending monkeys into space, which he didn't like. His transfer was caused to his superior Gersh, who he holds a grudge against. Yuri notices the teddy bear and the Matryoshka dolls and wonders how a child could be let into the station. That's Samantha's influence. The child then slowly drives Yuri insane, and in his insanity he finishes the Gersh device and traps Gersh and lets in all the zombies to Ascension. He soon realises his mistake and is heard screaming at the end of the last recording. After Kino de Toten, the main characters reach Ascension, which we don't know how. The characters then hear Gersh, who tells them the mechanism must be repaired. He is referring to the Casimir mechanism, which must be repaired by completing different tasks. After all the tasks are completed, Gersh is free. While the events of Ascension are occurring in Russia, the events of 5 are unfolding at the Pentagon. A piece of intel reveals that all the Wunderwaffe materials were to be removed to American-controlled installations. If you go downstairs onto the bottom floor and look through the windows, you can see the mainframe of teleporters and dead bodies and stuff. Well, John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Fidel Castro and Richard Nixon are negotiating. Zombies break into the Pentagon, and while they're fighting, they call the characters in Ascension using 3 red telephones. When you're on Ascension, you can hold square next to the 3 red telephones when they're ringing, and you can hear these messages. As they continue fighting, Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey start remembering stuff. Takeo first. He says that someday when the group is finished fighting zombies, Richtofen will get what he deserves. He also shows his observations of the other two. He believes Nikolai drinks vodka because he wishes to forget the past. And Dempsey is just angry because he's like possessed by all the people he's killed at war. He remembers he'd seen Richtofen before Shinonuma as well. Takeo notes his shifting memories and believes Tank is finally remembering what Richtofen did to him. In the present, George Romero stumbled across 935's research while making a World War II film. He and the cast took a ship out to an abandoned lab in Siberia. After he and the ship's crew were zombified, only the cast made up of Sarah Michelle Gellar, Robert Englund, Danny Trejo, and Michael Rooker remained. This is Call of the Dead. After the Casimir mechanism was completed in Ascension, it overloaded the teleporter and sent the original characters to a Group 935 facility in Siberia, which they are trapped behind a locked door. The celebrities then proceed to help them to escape to paradise. Richtofen then asks the celebrities to get him a golden rod. Unknowing to them, they didn't need to get him that, but he made it seem like they did. And Richtofen thanks the group by giving them the DG2 to help fight the zombies. Shangri-la is also a zombified place, but it's not quite a paradise. The temple actually houses a mining facility filled with element 115, which is how the zombies got there. Prior to the group's arrival to Shangri-La, Brock and Gary, who were two explorers, went on an expedition to prove their theories of Agartha. Brock finds out that the temple wasn't built by an ancient civilization, but by people in the modern era. After investigating the temple, the pair accidentally activate the temple's time travel and died in the resulting zombie attack. The group travels back in time to help the pair survive. The pair's changing fate is illustrated by the radio on the floor at the bottom of the waterfall when you finish the Easter egg. When the group finally create the focusing stone, it lands on an altar with Richtofen's name on it, meaning the temple was in fact another Group 935 facility, and explaining Richtofen's knowledge of its location. Two explorers are then sent back to the moment they discover the temple, indicating that they're stuck in a never-ending loop. How horrible is that? Richtofen now has the golden rod and the focusing stone, and he can control the zombies. So, they travel to Area 51 so they can get to the moon via teleporter. It's called Griffin Station. Due to the element 115, the station on the moon is called Griffin Station. Due to the element 115 on the moon, astronauts and scientists sent there have been zombified before the group's arrival. The people killed by Groff and Schuster contributed even more to the zombie horde. Richtofen then has the group complete the Easter egg to release Samantha Maxis suspended in the air. As it turns out, the device acts like a prison and keeps her cryogenically frozen so she can be used to control the zombies. Richtofen goes to a terminal to power up the golden rod and the focusing stone, which he fuses together. However, he encounters Dr. Maxis inside the terminal, who tries to stop him. Richtofen switches souls with Samantha to gain control of the zombies, finally thinking everything has gone his way, until Takeo, Tank and Nikolai decide to stop him. Dr. Maxis, sensing Richtofen's betrayal, prepared a backup plan in case Richtofen got this far. The group then fires the missiles located on the moon, which destroy the Earth's atmosphere. Richtofen is now only in control of the zombies on the moon, greatly lessening the damage he could cause. Whew. Well, thanks for watching this. As I said, I'll put the link to the Wikipedia page in the description. Thanks very much for watching, and if you've got any questions about the storyline, I'll be happy to answer them. So, yes, goodbye for now, everyone.